Okay, so I'm using a different app now that's going to allow me, so every time I say stop, it doesn't cut my thing off to where I can continue with my recording. I'm gonna place this somewhere over here. This is gonna be a 3-part probably or so, because I've had to stop it and record and go back and forth so many times. So yeah, so now, sorry, my finger was in the way. So now I'm gonna go ahead and try to put the motor back on there, get the chain back on, and see where we're at from there. I'm gonna hang you up real quick. Okay, so see, this one will keep recording and not turn off, but I'm gonna have 3 videos for this one right here because I don't know how to put the videos together and edit and all that stuff and merge it together, so I'm working on that, still learning and reading. Now, we are going to grab this motor here. Alright, let's see here. It's already a pretty heavy motor, but it's full of water too. One-handed, oh yeah. That little thing is heavy. Alright, so I got 6 bolts that's got to go back in this thing. Alright, so I'm going to bring you over here, and I'm going to try to hold it and do this at the same time. That way you can see what I'm doing. So I got 6 bolts. I just bolted those bottom 3 in. I'm going to bolt the backs in here. See, what you're seeing is better than what I'm seeing. But I'm going to use the camera right now to see what I need to see, because I can't see in there because of the angle there it's at. I always like to turn everything in. I'm old school. I don't like to use ratchets. Air ratchets and power ratchets and stuff like that. I do that stuff to take off, but I don't do it to put back on. I use everything hand. The reason why I like hands, because you know when you're about to tighten it too tight, and there's no accidents to happen, unless you're just careless and not paying attention. All right. Here, right? And before I even put the chain back on it, after I get these tight, I'm going to go ahead and try to move it around and see if it shakes and wobbles. See if this was even worth doing. Because if this motor moves and I can flex it and move it myself, then it definitely going to flex and move when I get all this torque from this motor on here. goes over there. All right, so now I'm gonna, like I said, excuse my figure of my hand or something that gets in the way. I'm gonna try to shake this thing and see if this moves from this, because before it was moving really bad. So it moves a little bit, but not as bad as it did before. Before it was moving a lot, but this is a lot better on its movement. That gives it a little bit of flex. I'll give it some flex on top of that, okay. And like I said, I'm going to put a tensioner on it too. I don't know if that's going to be in this video, but you'll catch a bit of video of that. And I'm going to try to build a tensioner, stick a tensioner on the side of this chain, so this chain's actually lined up with a tensioner. All right, let's see here. Go back over here. Okay. Just glad it's still recording. That other app is good when your hand's free and you're like, you know, fishing or something, but it's not good when you're talking at the same time. When you're fishing, you're not talking. But in here, I'm trying to explain to you what I'm doing, and even if I said stop this or play, go play, it'll start messing with it, and it just all of it. It messes with the whole camera. So, all right. Let's see here. It is really hot out here. I'm in South Carolina, so it gets pretty warm with the mugginess. So that's why you hear a fan in the background. I got the fan not so on, I don't have it on high, but I do have that fan on just to keep it cool. So right now I'm hooking the water lines back up to it. Oh, and just to let you know, I ain't got no bender metals. I'm working on my hand tools. I got been using this metal blade on this reciprocating fine tool, and I've been using hole saw bits and drill bits and stuff, and also this other thing I've been cutting. So cutting metal, all of my metal cutting I've been cutting, grinder. I've been doing it for years. And I've got a little Iron Max, $100 welder, a little Iron Max welder. It's a little MIG welder. It runs off 110 volts and it works wonders. I just figured y'all would want to know that, so you know what I'm working with and how I'm building all this stuff. I'm building all this stuff by hand, literally by hand. One day in the future, I'll have a concrete slab inside my shed here, and my shed will not be dirt underneath me. It'll be a concrete slab, so I can actually have some power tools and some other stuff. And one day. Alright. Chain back on. See if we got any flex. And I have an O-ring chain that I'm going to be putting on here, because right now this is not an O-ring chain. If you're familiar with chains, you have O-ring chain, X-ring, and you have regular chains. Right now this is just a regular chain, so it's pretty loud. But when I go to put an X-ring or O-ring on there, it's going to be a lot quieter. So less friction, less noise, and I think it's going to make this even quieter at that time. So as of right now, there's no putting that chain back on. Like I said, I have to have a tensioner. So right now, it's one link short. So in order to do this, I'd have to either cut another one, put it on there just tight. But either way, it's still going to mess up because it's still going to be flopping in the wind unless I put a tensioner on it. So that's probably going to be it for this video. It's getting late. Also, I'm going to have to think of how I'm going to do this tensioner situation and get it all thought out and put together, and then I'll come back and show you in the next video how I built the tensioner and everything, and have the chain on next after that, and then installing the electronics and everything back on it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it quits at this point for a little while, go to bed, wake up tomorrow, go fishing for a little while, and then come back and go back at it. So y'all have a great night, and thank you. And if you've dealt with my videos for this long, please like and subscribe if you like my videos and you've watched it this far. And I'll have more coming in the future. Thank you.